There is a bird right out that door. Oh, too slow. What do we got? Cold air advection. That's what it's called. Means cold air moving in, but it's mostly up in the sky. Call it less humid air moving in. The dew point is in the 40s. Let's go. Let's go. Very low tide. Last night the tide exceeded expectations. I'm gonna hide behind the spruce. The Boston tide went up to 12.76. I think that was about a half a foot above what we expected, but it was an offshore wind. The big news is the severe weather outbreak, and I'm probably the last to realize that there was a tornado yesterday in Claremont, New Hampshire. I don't even think there was a warning for it, but Silver and Brass, that's your handle on YouTube. Got it. Just south of Claremont, he says, actually, he or she. Interesting, Silver and Brass there. So New Hampshire was hit harder than Vermont or Western Massachusetts. That's kind of a surprise. Maybe it's because there was more sunshine. So Weir now has passed 2 inches of rain since Sunday. Rutland County, Vermont, I don't know, about a half a foot of rain since Sunday, where there was a flood warning yesterday. They don't call them the Green Mountains for nothing. Vermont is very green. Meanwhile, in my garden, I got out the hose, watching the storms approach late yesterday. And that's why my garden is wet, because I only picked up 0.07 inches of rain. That's concerning. That means the entire month of May, I don't think we've had more than a couple of tenths that I can remember. Opposite of how we started the year. Remember those snowstorms back in December or in January? I was in the jackpot zone. Anyhow, we're all pretty much in the jackpot now for the next couple of days. It's cold and dry. Well, cold air is relative. If the sun is out, it's not that cold. At night, though, we may have some light frost in spots, as the wind is very gusty today, and tonight probably enough wind to prevent a frost or a freeze. Tomorrow night, oh, you see that? The stuff that's just floating around in the air, the pollen is so thick, and I didn't even get to wash it away down here. Near 70 by Boston with an offshore wind, and the highest tide of the month is tonight, actually. So a place like Sassuat Harbor, maybe some water comes out of the harbor, but it's at about 1 a.m., so not really going to notice it. The next action is Thursday. There's a warm front coming in here with scattered showers, not expecting more than a tenth. And I have a motto: the day of warm front is the coldest day, so that one will probably be only about 60. And then we're in the warm and humid weather again for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Timing that front over the weekend, there are some differences, but most of the action looks like northern New England perhaps late Saturday, and southern New England perhaps late Sunday. And there'll probably be a couple of days of 90 degrees with very warm humidity. And of course, well, at that time, you know what? There could be a blizzard in Colorado. There's going to be a major trough reforming in the west with record cold and some higher elevation snow, especially. But remember, Denver is high elevation. Anyhow, what is that? That's a crow. The baby crows are around, but that's not a baby, obviously. That's a mummy. That Colorado storm is going to roar through the Great Lakes. A lot of action next week, or actually it's Sunday, Monday, and that gets here as a weakening front Sunday night and Monday, and that's when we cool off. And again, next Tuesday will probably look a lot like this. And I know the GFS has a hurricane next Thursday or near the Yucatan Peninsula. I looked at the Euro. It does not. GFS does this a lot with the Fantasyland type forecast, but not usually about 10 runs in a row. So I think something is going to happen late next week. And I did look at the Euro to see if that had any action for us. And sure enough, it does. Euro has a little nor'easter for us next Thursday. And no sign of a hurricane, so thanks for that hurricane on GFS to get me to look at the Euro. Anyhow, I have a wren in the yard, and I'll leave you with that. Do you know that one, Whitey?